say at least 70%. 70%. So they're trying to find ways to achieve their goal.
Going back to history, that's where the discrimination of cannabis came from.
Yes.
Because a lot of Mexicans was bringing hemp to the U.S. They used to make cloth, plastic, clothes, even biodiesel.
They should know the metes and bounds. They should have their deeds. They should know where to get this information.
And when Nasri speaks about, that we're already behind the education system, there are some schools that they were moving in a good direction.
How can we mold boys into good men? Society in crisis.
That's the game with the road. We probably now with bloody politicians, we play that game there and think everybody fool. Tell everybody what they do. And if you get money, share it with me now. Share it. But
You think they understand?
most of them don't even know where they go on. That's the game with the road. We probably now with bloody politicians.
Society in crisis.
So they're trying to find ways to achieve their goal.
Looking for the ultimate sea view getaway? Then Sea Belize Vacation Rentals and Tours, located at 5 miles Philip Golson Highway near the Halover Bridge, is your perfect sea view getaway. Come relax in one of our beautiful air-conditioned sea view apartment, studios, sea view rooms, or suites, all with flat screen television, hot and cold bath, and unlimited access to a spacious and refreshing 40 by 16 foot pool with 6 to 4 feet depth. So you can enjoy that fun and refreshing dive or dip in the pool. We sell ice cold drinks, so you can relax and unwind on our overwater or poolside decks. Contact us at 501-615-4485, 65 or 67. Looking for the ultimate sea view getaway? Then Sea Belize Vacation Rentals and Tours, located at 5 miles Philip Golson Highway near the Halover Bridge, is your perfect sea view getaway. Come relax in one of our beautiful air-conditioned sea view apartment, studios, sea view rooms, or suites, all with flat screen television, hot and cold bath, and unlimited access to our spacious and refreshing far.
As a matter of fact, even I think we had rain, when was it, a few days ago? But even with that, you gotta love the rain as well. I wanna say today is the 6th September, and we're live. Of course, we are live. You guys know we're live on also Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram, but we're also live on Max Television, all right, and Maximum Radio. So it's throughout Belize. So as long as you have central cable and internet, you are able to see the show live. Again, let me just run it down. If you are in Corozal, Orange Walk, and Ladyville, it's on channel 51. If you're in San Pedro, it's channel 33. And if you are in Belize City, Belmopan, Cayo, Dangriga, and PG, Punta Gorda, Max TV is on channel 14. If you listen to radio or whatever, 104.1 FM on radio.net, 104.1 FM on Radio Garden. Max TV is also on Instagram, MadLab, Sector 9, TikTok, and Zeno Radio. So they're all over the place. They're definitely the channel and the station to listen to. And I want to also, of course, we have Michael Salazar and Ben Ruiz in the Max TV for that studio and the radio. And of course, in studio, we have Kelvin LeBron, Moya Flowers, and we have Mr. Andrel Sutherland. All right, so today is going to be a great day. We're only days away from a holiday, and we Belizeans in general like our holidays. So I still wanted to make sure we had a show before the holidays start. Tonight, we're supposed to be discussing, as a matter of fact, how did we come up with this topic? Politics, culture, and economy. I had a call from this person, Dion Gibson. Repeatedly, he had asked to please come on the show. And so, I had different things. So I told him, he asked again, and I said, no problem. Today, he would be able to come on the show. So he asked to he wanted to speak on politics and the cost of living in Belize. But me, I would want to speak, more, yes, in Belize, but still a little bit general, because I do know we have viewers abroad as well. He, for some reason, I don't know if he got cold feet, but he's not here. And I did follow up with him. So he unfortunately is not in studio. And, that's one of the things I must say, and I'll throw this out here. One of the things that we were going to discuss was culture. And I find that we have a lot of Belizeans, and I'm gonna say it right out. We have a number of Belizeans who don't take being on time, being present seriously. It's unfortunate, our culture. I believe people would say, in the US they call it black people time. In Belize, they'll say, they have different names for it, but it's as though that we don't respect time. We're not, a lot of us, and when I say we, who the shoe fit or who the cap fit, wear it. But we have a lot of people, unfortunately, that they, and remember to share your life, remember to share the life. But yeah, we have a lot of people, unfortunately, that they're not professional, that they don't respect time at all. I mean, this isn't the first time we've not had guests. I remember one time, our next was to be on, we had everything scheduled, I told him catch the bus, we're 5 miles away, so I said catch the bus, it's $1.50 at that time to catch the bus. Anyway, he didn't want to catch the bus, right? But the point is he didn't own a vehicle, he didn't have any transport. Could have catch the bus, man, catch the bus. You know what I'm saying? You don't own a vehicle and transport, what's the problem? Catch the bus. Anyway, he didn't show up. We had, what was it? Mr. Angel Sutherland, right here. He was supposed to be a guest. Again, he had such problems. He didn't show up, you know what I'm saying? And then now we have Dion Gibson. He was right in Lord's Bank. He's the one who begged to come on the show. All these three gentlemen, all three of them, they asked me, they inbox, please to come on the show, and they didn't show up. So I'm just being frank, because it's like, it's a situation where we got to do better. If we say we're gonna show up. Right? That's right. Nancy DePaul said, blessed good night, love the rain and sunshine. I love it. There's no rain right now, so there's no reason not to show up. But the point is that we got to show up. It can't be, we get cold feet, we say we want to come on a show, we beg to come on a show, you're given the time to come on the show, and then you don't show up. It's so unprofessional. I'm not used to such unprofessionalism. You understand? I really am not used to it, It's just not me, right? It's just not me. In the US, when I studied, now things have changed. I think when I was in the US, when I did both my degrees in the US, things were more professional. For a great extent now, I don't feel the US is at that level. I think they have really dropped to a really low level as it regards to being professional, as it regards to being, just showing up properly. It's all racial, everything racial, and it's just always such problems. It's just a woke culture. And so clearly our culture has just been going down and going down and going down, and it's happening in different parts of the world. And whilst certain countries can afford to do that, a country like Belize, we can't do that. We got to be professional. We have to be professional, even in our jobs. I have had to deal with different persons who've wanted to work for me. I remember this young lady, she had begged for a job beg for a job. The first day she was hired, all right? We didn't hear her. It was strange what was happening. This person was literally, her first morning at work was on her cell phone playing solitaire. That's right, you heard me well. She was playing solitaire during work time. When she was told about it, she said she didn't have to work. Her man will take care of her. Now, this is somebody who begged for a job. Her man will take care of her. Now, this is somebody who has I don't know if she still has the person, but she had at the time a football player who used to kick her around like a dirty dog. Kick her like a football. That's the boyfriend that she was saying takes care of her. Abuse her, physically abuse her. But what? Clearly she's lazy. She lacks professionalism. You see? Lazy and lacks professionalism. Doesn't want to work, so what? She has to settle for a man treating her like crap, beating her up. I don't even know if she's alive, to tell the truth, because she used to get some serious beatdowns. Serious beatdowns, you know what I'm saying? I mean, so what is it? What is it? We got to do better. And so it's the culture. We're going to discuss the culture, the fact that politics, exactly, Nancy. Nancy says, I believe in punctuality and being on time. And you guys always are. I mean, you guys always are. And you will know. No, we have a lot of Belizeans that are extremely professional. Extremely. I have worked with a lot of very professional Belizeans. I remember when I was a director of the Public Sector Investment Program in the Ministry of National Development, my staff at that, I was the director at the time, and I'm telling you, the staff was just, oh my gosh, professional. I don't know if it's because they're highly educated, the lowest level was at a bachelor's degree. The rest had a master's and doctorate. I'm not sure if I don't know if that played a role. But they were extremely, you did have support staff that didn't have a degree. But I'm just telling you, people were extremely professional. And this is a public service. So I do know that people knock the public service, but I will tell you that particular ministry, we had professional people. You understand me? We had professional people. I was at the Ministry of, when I was a registrar of cooperatives and credit unions, I was at the ministry, that was within the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Cooperatives. Okay, to a great extent, we had very professional people as well. To a great extent, not everybody. You had some persons who weren't, they were outliers, but we had professional people. We definitely had professional people, hardworking professional people to a great extent. Those who weren't because some were brought in politically, but those who were brought in politically, they had to conform to what we expected. I wasn't brought in professionally. It was through my merit. I always tell you, 5 scholarships, you understand, my different levels of my studies, 5 different merit scholarships, not political, earned. And so I will tell you that I've always expected and hoped that our culture, and that's why I've stayed in Belize, to try and make a difference. You understand? Of course, politics get in the way of things sometimes, and it causes problems. But I will tell you, those people at that time, they had to still be professional. You understand? I remember this guy, Fudge. Some of you will know Fudge. He died from diabetes, right? I think they named Jose Cruz, they named the dialysis center, I believe, in Cayo, San Ignacio, after Jose Cruz, Fudge. We used to call him Fudge. Great guy, loved Fudge. Melanie was going out with him at the time. He was somebody brought in politically. I remember Honorable Dan Silva was the minister at that time. But I'm telling you, all these people were professional. They were professional. They had to be. You understand? And they became professional because that's just some people, if the culture is one that is not professional and you get into that culture, yeah, there's a strong possibility, it doesn't have to be, that you may get lost in there and just become unprofessional if the group is not professional. But if you're brought into a department or a group or a workplace where it's professionalism, and that's what is expected, you have to be professional. And I absolutely, and I see some of my friends on board, Gregory Morrison, tuning in from Los Angeles, Charlotte Ferguson tuning in from Houston, Texas, Claudette Simmons. Thank you very much, Claudette. Very nice. Thanks for watching. Lynn Rose Garcia, all of you watching, I just want to say we have some persons on the different And I know I've told you over and over, I don't go on YouTube to see who all are there, and last night I saw certain persons making comments even on LinkedIn, and I didn't mention anything. But the point is that, yes, thank you, Claudette. The point is that we have to move at another level. The shutdowns have brought our economy to a halt. We were at a halt. Everybody knows this. It wasn't only Belize that was at a halt. It was around the world. It was definitely around the world. So all businesses were at a halt. That included mine. It was at a halt. We had to make sure that we use our brain to try and see how we could maneuver. It was just about 2 years, a little over 2 years. We couldn't really operate. We couldn't operate. You understand? Us in the tourism industry. You understand? Our guests couldn't come in. Up to now, things are not at that level. So we had to make sure that, whoever we still kept around us working, the culture had to be one of, being industrious, being professional, If you see something wrong, try to make sure that you try to do your part to get it so it's working properly, or it's running properly, it's operating properly. Our culture has to be that no one just sit down. You see, I told you about that worker. It's been, I remember I had a staff, this particular person, he would smoke with the guests. He would smoke weed. The guests, they complained. More than one guest complained. He would try to hit on the guests, even though the guests had boyfriend. He would be, if he used to take them somewhere, he would be drinking liquor, handing the liquor to the guests the whole while he drives the vehicle. It's just terrible. And the turning up late, starting late, that has to stop. It's had to stop. We are not getting any better. Belize, I have been speaking to a number of my friends from the US, right? My Belams, the Belizean Americans. And I'll tell you, a number of them have wanted to come back and retire. But the culture, they say the culture is not what it used to be. For example, I was speaking to this, I won't say their names, but they mentioned about in 1991 and before, the culture, even up to 1995 and before, the culture was totally different. They liked the culture better. Now we have had a lot of influence from the US. And I bring up the US because, of course, I lived there for a few years. And so I can speak on them very well. The culture has changed. The culture has definitely changed. There are certain areas in the US that people still operate properly. They're still, they're governed well. You look at certain states like Florida, it's governed well, I believe. Better than a lot of the other states. Texas is governed well, to me, in most of the areas, a lot of the areas. It's governed better than, to me, California, New York, unfortunately, even Michigan that I love. I love Michigan. But it's you look at this, and someone like me, I can watch even different parts of Washington. It has decayed, I love it. Oregon, Portland, oh my God, terrible. A lot of the areas has decayed. Now there's still some good areas in all over the state, and I've been to so many of the states that I can see, but we have been influenced by the US, and I think that the influence, unfortunately, has not had the best impact on us. It has not had the best impact. I look at our culture now, and we used to be a culture where, on Sundays, we would go to church, we would get ready, go to church, we would spend time with our family. We would make sure that we knew our neighbors, we help each other, we used to dress modestly. Now, what are we seeing now? What are we seeing? And you know what? I'm one of those persons. Let me just comment. Okay, yes. Thank you, Claudia Simmons says, love it. Charlotte Ferguson says, I'm in California right now. Good night, Ione Ordonez. Good night. Egbert McCoy, thank you very much. Thank you. It says, best show. Mary Edwards. Everything is politically run, so people don't care because the party got their back. Exactly, Mary. Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. That is it. That is it. People don't care because the party got their back, and that can't be. It can't be, because it will not help us. We are wealthy when it comes to natural resources. I truly believe we are wealthy because of our natural resources. Heck, look at the super bond. It's now a blue bond. It's a blue bond. Why is it a blue bond now? Because of our natural resources. Because of our natural resources. No extra work. Yes, there's some work because there's some conservation that is being done. You have different conservation groups who try to do their part, and big respect to them. But it's not lots of work in terms of constructing machineries, factories and all that, and making money, earning money through your own hard work and grit and what you put there, that has caused us to be able to have, gotten that super bond renegotiated. It's not that. It was our natural resources, and the fact that now, you understand, our natural resources, all these resorts and so forth, are now in the hands of foreigners. It's in the hands of foreigners. They dictate to us what we can and cannot do. That's it. And if you don't believe me, do your homework. We are dictated to. Belize is dictated to. You think Belize can do anything? You see on the news now, all kinds of things. People can come in, you understand? Calls can be gotten from the US. People can, listen, who pays the piper calls the tune. Who pays the piper calls the tune. And we can want development all we want, right? And in certain areas, let me tell you what is sustainable development. Sustainable development must always ensure that man is able to live and survive and to thrive in an area. It can't be just preservation of land and sea, just very, stringently. There has to be some compromise, an era where man, and when I say man, it includes woman, can survive. You see? They can survive. There's no way. I remember there was a time when residents in Crooked Tree were up in arms because they were unable to kill, and anybody watching from Crooked Tree can tell me what it was. I won't say it's Hecate or whatever it is, turtles, I don't know what it was something. Whatever it was, they couldn't even get any, they couldn't even hunt for any or kill any. You see what I'm saying? And that wasn't true sustainability, because true sustainability means that man and woman must also be able to have a living. They must be at the center. There's a saying, when grass they grow, horse or cow they starve? There has to be a balance, people. Politics plays a role in that. Politics plays a role. Because it is the government. It's the people that are elected by the majority who ultimately are the decision makers for us. We at the national level for 5 years, at least, last time it was just 3 years for government, 3.5 years, I think. But it can go up to 5 years per government. So the link between politics and ensuring that we we have the right persons in office having vision to understand and to try and lead the people to work and not be dependent on them. Not be dependent, it's not going to help us when we as a society have a culture of dependency. Everything for us. And when I say us, not me, but you understand? I mean, there's a lot of people, but I'll say us. A lot of us feel that it doesn't matter what, like what Miss Mary said. You understand? People don't care because the party got their back. And we're seeing a lot of political decisions. I won't get into the partisan one, but political decisions being made. You see? And when we don't, and let me just say it, Charlotte Ferguson says, Belizeans abroad are just disconnect. They have to learn how to trust again. Yeah, I can understand that. Because when you guys left, you left a Belize where it was different. You could walk the streets nicely. You could, times were different. I used to run to school every day. I've always been a runner. I would run to school and go back, and I wasn't looking out. It wasn't a time where they were looking to kill you. I remember when was it, in 1991 or so? That's when what was it? They started the serial killer. They killed the little girls. Them included Jackie Malik, who used to go to St. Ignatius. I used to see that little girl every Sunday at church. She and her little sister used to sit right in front of me. It's so adorable. They used to sit right in front of me, walk, just like how I would walk with my sister to church. They would walk. I mean, they were younger than me, but they would walk, walk into St. Ignatius Church, They used to sit right in front of me. You see, they would go right in front, and I like to sit in front, so people don't distract me. But the point is, yes, Charlotte, I understand there's a disconnect, and you guys Belizeans need to learn how to trust again, you see? But we're going to go to the brain drain, and we're going to go to the fact that we do have Belizeans who have left this country because of the politics, because of the fact that it's not a meritocracy. That is not what we're seeing here in Belize, and it has been for years. You see how I told you I got my job based on my qualifications? And I competed for my job. I competed against lots of people for my job. Well, now it's unfortunate. Even in the police, I know some years now. I don't know. I think they said they stopped it. I don't know how true it is. But some years now, you know that to join the police, you had to get a letter from your area rep. How ridiculous is that? You see? Because it opens the door, for corruption. Because if those police officers will have to, pull up a favor for whoever got them in. And so I'm not saying you can't bring in people. I'm just saying there's certain, you can bring in like you just get into office and certain people around you want your people so that you don't want sabotage. That is understandable. I totally believe that's who you should have around you, because you don't want just anybody around you that could sabotage your work, undermine you. So that's different. But as public officers, general, there's thousands of public officers, bring them in normally. Police officers, bring them in normally. BDF soldiers, bring them in normally. You understand? Coast Guard, bring them in regularly. Should be no letter from any political person. No letter. Just, okay, you're qualified, you pass the test, you go ahead, do your training, that's it. Survival of the fittest. May the best man or woman win. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. I believe that's how it was during my time. During my time, yeah, I know I sound like I'm so old, but I'm just saying times have changed, and it's been changing drastically. You see? Nancy DePaul says that is so true. Look at what's happening with Port and Ashcroft. Exactly, Nancy. Exactly. You see, and it's unfair. It's very unfair. Charlotte says, I also believe it's the people that have to make sure our politicians do what we elect them to do. We have a generation that has given up. They have become timid of the younger generation. You see? We have a generation that has given up. They have become timid of the younger generation. Right? And I agree, the people have to make sure politicians do what we elect them to do. And I'll tell you, we have a generation that has given up. But this younger one, they are full of anger. And not all, because some are brought up well. But a lot of them are you see this phone? They are brought up just looking at phones, watching used to be Angry Bird, watch a lot of cartoons and shows that are filled with identity politics, fitted into it, race issues fitted into it. I'm not saying some of these shouldn't be discussed. What I'm saying is how they are discussed. If it's discussed in a meaningful manner, then fine. But when it's discussed to pit one against the other, that's not the time or the place. God made all of us. God made black, white, yellow, brown. It doesn't matter. Two color, those people who have, you see them with two different colors. You understand? He made all of us. And so that is what I mean. When you're looking at pitting one against the other, okay, some people say the whites are devils. And then you will have some who will say the blacks are devils. No, man. No, man. The only devil is Satan. And then you will have some people who want to act like demons, like the devils, like Lady Gaga and those people. That their songs and what they push forward is demonic. It's the devil. They'll always be showing their devil signs and covering the eye and showing all these devil signs. Those are the devils. Your white brother or white sister doesn't necessarily, those are not your those are not devils. Your black brother, black sister, those are not devils. Brown brother, brown sister, yellow, none. None. Unless they choose to want to emulate Lucifer. So Nancy DePaul says, and promote them accordingly, not because of favoritism or corruption. That's right. And Belize has been digressing, and I'm a Belizean. Some foreigners can't say that. I have a lot of foreign friends, a lot of expats living here, that we speak, just like how I'll speak to my born and bred Belizean, I speak to expats as well. And the culture leaves much to be desired. It leaves much to be desired, and I can't knock them. Why? Because I'm a Belizean, and I can tell you I feel the same way sometimes. And I can see the difference, just like how Shirley Ferguson says, the trust has to come back. But it will have to be developed. We got to do better. We have to do better. And it is affecting our economy. Because when we will be seen, now, listen, there's some people who like the carnival. I don't believe in the carnival like that. I would support people enjoying themselves decently, right? But now I see costumes when it's just a little thing over a part of these women's nipples, just a part of their nipple, not even their entire nipple is being covered. That's the level where we're at. These females feel that it's okay to be showcasing their breasts, showcasing whatever they want to showcase. It's a denigration, and I feel that I'm someone who feel that yes, you can enjoy yourself, nothing wrong if you want to do it decently and so forth. That you don't have to be showcasing your body and just acting in that manner. You call it Bakal, Baal. We can discuss and go back into these things and what the reasoning behind carnival is, and you will have people tell you further about why this carnival happened. But I will just inform you that this used to be something where people would be, it's a showcase. It's looked at in a manner, that is not fitting of godly people. You understand? Showcasing is a flesh. Carnival. Carne is flesh. It's meat. Meat. It's about showing your meat. All right? And that's what we're seeing, right? Isn't that what we're seeing? We're seeing these girls' meat. You understand? I will say it as it is. That's what we're seeing, their meat. And it's something that they don't have to be showing their meat. And not all of them are showing their meat. But some of them, I couldn't show this video. I saw a video sent to me. When was it? Was it Saturday morning? This young lady was on top of a pickup truck. They were coming right off Belchina Bridge. And I was in shock when I got that video. It's a short clipping. This guy, I guess 2 guys were in a truck and they took her video. She was behind a truck. I guess it's after the Juve. But this young lady, right? She was completely nude on a truck back, lifting up her leg, shaking her private part for the whole world to see. Literally lifting up her leg and showing the world her private part, naked. That's where that's where we're at. I was in shock. I was in complete shock and utter dismay. You see? And she's showing her head, so you can see who it is, turning her face, and then a guy going behind her and as though he wants to do her stuff inappropriately. So that's where we're at with our culture. That's where we're at. I see some of my friends back. Now, I'm not somebody, you want to do your carnival, you do your carnival. Back in the days, you used to see people, they dress neatly, they cover themselves. They had on their costume, they covered their body parts. It wasn't at the level where it's at now. Now it's like, I guess, the less clothes you have, the better. The less clothes you have on, you win. The serving of the devil, the worshiping. Because God does not condone that type of behavior. He doesn't. Your body is to be your temple. Body is your temple. Right? And he doesn't condone it. He doesn't condone it. You see? But we have free will, right? So we can do what we want. But he doesn't condone it. And for those of us who truly believe that there's an afterlife, because this life is just a short little one, we're just transitioning. We're going to go back and meet our Maker. Some of us will go meet our Maker. Some of us, well, we're going to go into the river of fire. Some will go into the river of fire. There's nothing the others will be able to do to help. Nothing. You'll just suffer forever, eternally. That's what will happen to some of us. Eternally in that river of fire. And so if we think that we can just drink, smoke whatever we want, give away our bodies anywhere we want, dress and, have our kids or have ourselves be defiled in all kinds of ways, sleeping man with man, woman with woman. Hell, the Bible tells you it's not. No, don't do it. God was so staunch about it. There's actually proof that he destroyed villages because of cities because of that. He's so staunch. So staunch, even in the Revelation, I won't get into it, but so staunch that he says, yeah, he's going to wait until everybody knows. Everybody knows who he is. Everybody. Nobody will be able to have any kind of excuse. Oh, I don't know who was God. I didn't know who was God. I didn't know who was God. No. Back in the days, you would say some Chinese didn't know. Or certain people who didn't know. You understand? Maybe some Mayas didn't know. But now there's no excuse. Nobody has an excuse. Now we have openly people literally trying to worship the devil. And that has been moving right into our culture. Because you may say, okay, well, I believe in God, but what are you doing to show that you believe in God? What are you doing? The proof is in the pudding, right? Action speaks louder than words, right? You can say all you want. You can say all you want, but action speaks louder than words. You see? So you can't say you want to go to heaven. You can't say you want to do the right thing, but yet you're not making the effort. You know things are not right. And then we have this culture now whereby I remember when certain things were totally unacceptable. For example, some of you know Ellen DeGeneres show. You know, she's this lesbian, and she's so okay. Now what was it? Another World, I think, or someone of the soap opera that we used to like to watch, Days of Our Lives, I think, and Hitch used to watching that Marley, Vicky and Marley, and I remember in what was it, 95 or something, or 97. When they tried to come out and say, okay, you know, they wanted to be open about their homosexuality, right? Back then, the TV producer says, no, you cannot, otherwise you could lose your job. And they were both fired. Anne Heche and Ellen DeGeneres were both fired. That's back then. But they found a way to still manage to go about things. And now what we're seeing now is a culture of open, moving away from a wanton, desecration of what good values are and used to be. That's what we're seeing, a denigration. And we know that has moved to Belize, because Belizeans in general used to be good, decent, wonderful, upright, awesome people. And a lot still are. As much as there is so much that are being thrown at us, we still try to be. We try to do our best. Even when we don't do good at a particular time, we brush ourselves off and we get right back up and try to do right. And we have a lot of Belizeans who are trying to do that. A lot of Belizeans. But it has to be, our culture can't be strained by those individuals who don't want to do what is right to ensure our country is at its best. All right, good night, Kash, Sankova, good night. Let me just read some of the comments here. Nancy DePaz says, Carnival is demonic. Values and morals gone. All right, good night, Rachel Ann Balderramos, good night, my friend. Mary Edwards said, Carnival is a throwback from Greek worship of the gods of futility. That is why all the nudity. Thank you very much, Mary Edwards. See? Extremely knowledgeable. Carnival is a throwback from Greek worship of the gods of fertility. That is why all the nudity. Charlotte Ferguson says that's where we who know better should teach these young people. We must raise awareness in their conscience, exactly, and that's what I'm trying to do. And Mary Edwards too, you see Easter, just like Carnival, you see Easter, what a lot of people don't know? Easter used to be worshipping of a particular mythical goddess. No, just like the Carnival, you know why they go and pick eggs? What is egg? Used to have people that they would even do it naked. And it would be, again, for fertility, to have, to do things and eggs, have kids or whatever, but in that manner, not in the manner of, what God says, And so when you're picking up those eggs, I know we have our little children, like even my daughter said, Mommy, because her school that she goes to, they would have these little egg hunts. Mommy, Easter will come up and I can't wait to go pick eggs. Now, what is this? When time comes closer, I will inform more about it, what Easter egg hunt is about. And it's a pagan ritual. It's a pagan ritual. You understand? It's about sex and this same thing. You understand? Just like the carnival, and our morals have gone down, but what? We have these people who are really into it. But unfortunately, nobody, maybe, I don't know, they grew up, because I know some of them. And if they're watching Beautiful, listen. I know some of them. Some of the key ones, I know. And the era that they came from, unfortunately, is one that promoted that. So it's not like they grew up into it. They started into it, and, sometimes when you live in these particular neighborhoods, that are now gang areas, unfortunately, that's especially certain areas. Not everybody. There's some long barracks. There's certain areas, or what they call now ghetto areas, hoods, that you got some people who they still walk the straight and narrow, and then you have some will, unfortunately, peer pressure and the social fabric around them, it wasn't at that level where it should be, and so that's where they grew up in. And that's what we're seeing, and those are our leaders now in these areas. So our culture, it doesn't even, if people show up late for something, it's like no big deal. They don't show up at all, it's no big deal. That's the unprofessional culture that where we're at right now. It won't help us. It won't help us economically. It definitely won't help us socially. And it certainly won't help us politically. You understand? So we got to do better. We have to do better. Ruben Martinez says, television was the end of morality for most people. It started in the 80s. That's right. That's right. And it's worse now because of the different agendas being pushed. Our unemployment rate is so high, it's only going to get worse. You're right, Ruben. Television, and even I remember when the Crips and Blood movie was a big deal, and what did it bring to us? A lot of our brothers and sisters were sent back home because of the gang situation there. They were deported back to Belize, and with them, we were unable to really manage and really, it's like you send certain people and they don't have that support system to try and ensure that they do what is right. Sometimes they don't have that support system at all. I'm dealing with somebody right now. I don't think he has that support system. You understand? I can see in his eyes, he's always red. His eyes are always red. He's drunk, spends out his money that he tries to work for, that they would even rob him. You see, he needs a good support system. And unless he accepts that support system, he's going to end up dead. You see so many people dying of alcoholism, drug overdose. They die. Dead. Drug overdose. So this is real, man. This is real. Our culture and the politics about it now is that a lot of our politicians, there's a few good ones, right? Let me not call politicians. There are a few good politicians who means well. And yes, I know some of you will say, where are they? But there are. There are a few politicians that mean well. And they literally are trying, you see them trying to do certain programs, and they try. But you have others who, I'm telling you, I don't see them doing anything of value. I mean, I saw recently money's been handing over for the September celebrations. I saw people were upset about that. I think it was 50,000, right? From the Minister of Tourism. I saw people were upset about that. People were saying, well, the money should go towards A, B, C, D, F, G. Everything else except the September celebration. They were saying it could help kids and the nurses, they said, to ensure that they get the supplies, help the hospitals, help people who can't afford to get their kids back in school, their school books, all kinds of things. People had reasons, and they said certain areas where it could go. You see? And so people's minds, you have some people's minds that are still open. They would prefer that money going elsewhere. You see? And you have to look at it because there's genuine need in Belize. So the politics, it plays a role on our culture, see? Because the money is going towards that. And now some people will say, no, but they need that money. And maybe they do. There's some certain good things in the September celebrations. There's certain good things. There's certain patriotic areas that are very good. You see? But in other areas, they need to revisit it. And if commercially, those areas should be funded commercially, let it be funded commercially, and let those areas, unless certain things are done, let us go back to dressing modestly. You understand? This naked girl, naked as in nothing was on her. Nothing absolutely was on her. She was naked as she born. On a truck back, showing her private to the world. That's where we're at. And I believe it's right after the Juve. I think that's where probably she came from. You understand? You see? And then another thing with the culture, I see a lot of my people. They look at it and they're looking at the degradation of services that they're paying for. And I had told you about having a show based on consumer protection, and every time I for some reason somebody asks me to come on the show or talk about something, and I haven't zeroed in on that, but I will have to because I see so much. I mean, I have seen I could have read some of them, people writing in, Business Review, and I mean, an attorney recently, I saw him speaking against our national phone company, you know what I'm saying, in terms of the lousy service, you know what I'm saying? No, I guess he's fed up, you see? And I saw a lot of people supporting that. I mean, I've had my share. I've been frustrated many times. He said he was cut out and he had paid. Hell, that happened to me too. There's a time I was only to pay, I think it was $400 and something, right? And $100 and something. I paid $1,000. I overpaid because I had the money, right? I was like, you have it, you just... So I overpaid so that I don't have to be worrying about next time. They literally cut me out and I overpaid by hundreds. You understand me? Come on. So that's how terrible. I mean, but we have been, I have good friends there, even some of them who are in high levels as well. And so I don't want to knock them at all. That's not what I want to do. But I'm just saying, when you get frustrated dealing with such things, I had this guy, Michael Bonner. Michael Bonner, I didn't know him from Adam. He's just someone who had friended me on Facebook. And so he's one of my Facebook friends. He showed me, he inboxed me where, he does electrical, he can deal with AC and fix certain things. So I said, okay, no problem. I needed someone to come deal with my washer and AC. So I said, let me try him. I didn't know him like that. I'll be upfront with you. I had never met him. All right? I had never met him. Thank you very much. Richard Smith says, good night. Thanks for speaking out. We have lost our core values. Exactly, Richard. Exactly, and good night, my friend Bernadette Saliver. Good night. Yeah, so I message. I mean, I said, okay, let me try this guy, right? I didn't know him like that, but let me try him. So I tried him. He came. He gave me a cost, and no problem. I went ahead and I paid. I paid cash. I didn't get any receipt. No, I'm somebody very meticulous. When I pay you, so I'm just showing out this figure. Let's say I'm just showing out this figure. Let's say I have $500, right? And I pay you and you say it's $250. I'm somebody literally will make sure I note that I paid $250 to so-and-so and I have $250 balance. Right? I'm going to do that. I have to do that. You have to do that, right? So you know what you can spend and what's there to spend, what you can buy, what you can't buy. So I did that. So I have that. So, but I didn't get any receipt. I didn't get any receipt. No, my error was he had not finished the job. But again, I had the money, so I said, let me just pay. So I paid it in full. That's the error. So learn from me. He didn't finish the job. Then he came, he asked for more money. The AC now, the computer, the air conditioner. All right. He came, it was not cold. He charged me for Freon, for him to come, so forth. By the following morning, so I paid him in full again for the Freon, for his labor and so forth, right? It was a quick, I think, $130 or $100 and something. I'm not sure how much it was, right? It was for the Freon and for his labor, right? So it was like, I don't know if he said $100 for labor. I'm not sure. I don't want to quote. It's either 100 or 125 plus the Freon. I'm not sure. I don't have the figures in front of me. So anyway, I paid it. Well, by the following day, it was not working again. So we call him, and what happened? He came, he said, oh, well, it's a condenser. The condenser has a leak. I said, okay. So he gave me a price rate. I said, okay, how much is it to fix it? He said, well, $250. I was like, what, $250? But I already paid you for that. He said, well, this is a different job. So I was already upset. I said, but he said, I knew that it was I said, well, if you knew it was a leak, why would you go ahead and just put Freon in, waste the Freon and charge me for that when you knew that it was a leak? You see the mentality of him? He just wants extra money. He doesn't care. So this guy, Michael Bonner, he came back. So anyway, I needed the AC fix. I got him to do it. That was like a month, maybe 5. I'm not sure. I'll have to go and check. A little over 5 weeks ago or something like that. Well, I'm telling you, last night when we checked the AC, the same AC is not working. It's not cold. Again, I know it's not Freon. He just did it a little over a month ago. He just said he service fix, put in Freon, fix the condenser, everything, and it's already not working. So when we contacted him, he's not going to come. We have to pay him additional money. Now, there should be a guarantee, right? Shouldn't there be a guarantee? Shouldn't there be a guarantee, people? Yeah, exactly. Isaac E. Kelly says the man, the double dip. That's right. That's what he's doing, Isaac. He's double dipping. You understand? He's double dipping. But this man, Michael Bonner, I think he should have ensured he come. It's just like the washer, the dryer, sorry. None of the dryers he fixed, even though he got paid to fix it. He didn't fix it. He was to clean one because one was letting go a little dark spots. He said to clean it, it would be like, about 4 hours to clean it, or a little over 4 or 5 hours. The man cleaned within an hour and gone. He didn't finish cleaning it, so when my housekeeper was there trying to dirty up the clothes, then the next thing wasn't working. He didn't do, he's not sure what he was doing, but yet he said he knows how to fix air conditioner, he knows how to fix computer, because he asked me about my computers and so forth, because I wanted certain computer to be fixed. No, I would never recommend him. And I would tell you, do not have him fix anything for you. Because customer service dictate that he should ensure that he come and he look at the work that he just did a little over a month ago. I think 5 weeks or whatever, how long it was, I'm not sure. That's what he should do. But no, he won't do it. He will not do it. Just last month, and you don't want to come check this thing out, man? The decency. It's not like I paid you $25 or $50. You see? But it's a culture. It's a lack of professionalism. But I want to discuss this because I was reading, I won't bring this one up, but this guy was saying, he bought a JanSport bag, from one of the stores. I like to shop at E&R, with fairness. I like variety. There are certain stores I like to go in because they have variety. But he said they won't change the bag even though there's a refund policy, within 7 days, because they say it would mess up the inventory. No, he's upset. And, you have to look at these things and you have to say, listen, consumers need protection. And the Bureau of Standards, we know they have limited staff. So our culture now, what does our culture do? What can our culture do? Because that's affecting us. And no, this is facts. Because when they mess you up, it affects your business. Like in my case, it will affect my business. Because if it's just like a staff, if a staff doesn't do their job, doesn't clean how she's supposed to clean or how he's supposed to clean, and I pay that staff to do it, and unknowing to me, thinking that I'm giving something good to my customer, but that staff didn't do his or her job, it affects me. And now innocently, I would get the blame. I would get blasted. You understand? But that's unfair. It's utterly unfair. But the culture, some people, and I'm not saying I have an awesome housekeeper. I love her. So that's not me in that case. But I've had in the past. You understand? I've had in the past, not her, not my current one, but I've had in the past. And it affected me. And so that's what I want to discuss. You see, exactly. Let me just say, Rachel Ann Balarama says, washing machine clean up myself. Yep. Nancy DePaul says, beware of scammers. And that's it. Because this person is somebody, the first thing he will go on Facebook and, people don't like him, or when they hate you, they want to say things about you. This isn't about hate. Or God will take care of them. Oh, of course God will take care. Of course. And will take care of you too. You see? But we have to start to speak out. We will have to do it. And I'm thinking right now that, one of the things I want to do is try to ensure that, I don't know, there needs to be an outlet where people can, yes, we have the group where you can voice your concerns, voice what's happening, but I don't know, it should be a little bit further than that. But the Bureau of Standards, I'm not sure if they're at that level. You understand? Or they have the capacity to do a bit more. You see, because they don't have much staff, like a little 2 here, a little 2 there, a little 4 there. They don't have much staff for the entire country. They're even in Belmopan. Like, come on, you're in Belmopan. You understand what I'm saying? Man, we need people set up right in Belize City too. You know what I'm saying? Right here in Belize City. You see? So we're at that level, and people will not want to invest in our country with that kind of culture whereby the professionalism is not here. Remember, I had a show recently where the two African Americans were not too happy about Belize. Now, certain things I did not agree with them because you can't lump all Belizeans together. That's where I had an issue. And say Punta Gorda is the same thing like all over Belize. Because, like I had mentioned at that time, that's totally different. You can come down and think that you will find an urban area, a big time metropolis in PG, Punta Gorda. That's their smallest town. So why would you try to do that? They're an awesome town. It's where my father came from, Cattle Landing, and he lived right in PG as well. But it's awesome people, awesome. However, you see, so those are totally different. There's no comparison. So when I'm speaking out now, it's because of, I still love my country. And we can't continue this. We can't continue this. People have to be responsible and hold themselves accountable. When you say you're going to do a job, do a job. And if you can't do a job, don't be lying to people that you can do a job when you don't know what the heck you are doing. You see? And if you don't do a job well and you see something isn't proper, try to fix it. Try to come and fix your mistakes. Fix it. People don't have money to waste. People don't have money to waste. I run a business. I have to ensure that I spend my money wisely. Ruben Martinez says, I wonder how we as a people can fix this issue. Is it that the talent pool is so limited that we have to accept this? I'm going to come back to that, Ruben, because when it comes to the talent pool, you're asking if the talent pool is so limited that we have to accept this. How can we fix it? I feel that our education system needs to be revamped. It needs to be revamped. I'm not saying the ministry is not doing a good job. I'm saying it needs to be revamped in such a way that we definitely need more people who can be better mechanics. We have terrible mechanics. It's terrible. I won't even go, oh my God. Trying to find a good mechanic is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's that bad. It's terrible. I remember my father, we used to live Kana Sasuna Ebony Street. He used to go and sit right by Mr. Major, right? By Bakatong, what is now Bakatong now? Right now Mr. Major and wait until his vehicle fixed. And my father, it's only Mr. Major would touch his vehicle. Or he would allow to touch his vehicle that I'm aware of. So you know who will deal with your vehicle and who you want to deal with your vehicle, who will be honest, do their job, so forth. You know what I'm saying? But now it's that terrible. But something has to give. So the talent pool, we need to revamp our education system. We need more vocational training in certain areas. We need better ones. We need better ones. Those who don't want to engage in the academic side, hey, that's fine. We need you we need more of you. We need more of you. Gonzalo, and I'll have to be ending soon. Gonzalo Ishmael Hereda says, Belize has become a hustling society because of the PUDP, where everyone tries to scam or hustle from the other. That's what the PUDP instilled in this society for 41 years, and it will continue while any one of them are in. And then Ruben Martinez says, I am the victim of these actions every time I visit Belize and do work to my house. I recall you had said that, Ruben. I recall you had said that indeed. I recall, and so I will have a show on that one. I have to have a show. I know a tire, I had spoken to the guy from Eagles Tire. This was from last year, I don't know, it was September, October, I'm not sure from then. I had told you guys I bought a tire, right? It wasn't me, but the tire, within 7 miles of driving, the tire just burst. It was obviously a dry, rotten tire, right? 100 and, how much was the tire? 120, 125, something like that. It was a used tire, of course. My friend had bought it. We needed a tire, and so he went to buy that, out of my money, of course. Point is, I still haven't gotten the replacement. Over and over and over, I've been calling the owner. He says he was waiting for a shipment. The shipment was to arrive the ending of the month. See where we're at? And now, that's from last year. Literally, last year. What was it? September, October. We are now September the 6th. You see how many months? We're gonna near a year back. And I still haven't gotten that replacement. That's how terrible it is. That's how terrible. Now this is a person who I guess came to Belize and live. Who wants that? This isn't a born and bred Belizean that I'm aware of. But so it's not like just born and bred Belizean I'm talking about. It's anybody. So I'm looking, he said, a shipment will come in and he'll call me. Now I follow up. But the next thing I'll do is have to ask for my money back. Because I can't, I mean, it's months. It's obviously, I don't want nobody take me for no kuno. You know what I'm saying? I'm bigger than that. But anyway, let me just end up right now and just say this last one and we'll try to wrap up. Adolfo Carlos Garcia, good night, my friend. He says, nice topic on the show. British background, culture and practices of doing the things well done is losing because people are living fast and we have lost passion and our name, which is our most important way to sell and market ourselves. We need to teach values more again. Exactly, Adolfo. Hit the nail on the head again. Rachel Balarama says, washing machine simple, use baking soda. Okay, I'll look at it indeed. I'll look at it, all right? So good night, Codrington Wood. And so I'm looking at a way how more Belizeans can get better service. I know it's not one person can do it, but if we try to coordinate, that's the only way we will be able to hold ourselves accountable. If we try to do some kind of coordination, all right? And I think that's where I'm looking at to try and see what can be done, and communicating with certain persons to see, because our economy won't go anywhere with that. With those unprofessional services and service providers. We won't go anywhere. People won't want to come live in Belize. People won't want to come invest in Belize. They will not. They simply will not want to do that. And that will affect us. That will affect us. You and me. It will affect all of us. If we don't get our act together, every one of us. It's our responsibility. It ain't the US responsibility. It ain't Britain responsibility. It ain't Canada, Mexico, Guatemala. It's ours. My responsibility, your responsibility. So next week, again, we'll be right here. Thank you very much, Calvert Bud. Thank you. Thank you for enjoying the show, my friend. I want to say all of you who always watch the show, I want to thank you. Thank you for doing what is right. Doing what is right. And we have to hold people accountable. You understand? We have to hold people accountable. We have to try with people at the same time, though. If you see people, they don't give the best service, but they try to make sure that they do something to help, to try and fix the service, kudos to that person. At first, they didn't give a good service, but they try to help or match it or give something, alternative, substitute it. Hey, enough respect to those people. Big them up. Big them up. You understand? Just like staff. They didn't start out well, but now they're your best workers. Big them up. Big them up. That's what we got to do. We got to uplift people. We have to uplift everybody. All right? So it affects all of us. So, Rachel Ann Balderrama says, big up your sons tonight. Yeah, big up your sons. Tonight's show. Big up Kelvin. So again, thank you very much, Kelvin LeBron Moya Flowers, my one and only son, the only son that I ever want. Big up my daughter, Natalia Zenaida Moya. I want to big up Andril Sutherland in the house. Andril is don't worry, we'll make sure Andril will be one of the team, and don't worry, he'll be right up there with excellence. I want to big up Mr. Ben Ruiz. I want to big up Mr. Michael Salazar. all right, for Max TV. I want to big up everybody. I see so many of you on here, all right, but we're going to have a show next time. Richard Smith, yes, to speak out, you know, about us losing our core values. We're going to have another show. And that's right, Charlotte Ferguson, the whole system have to change in Belize. And so next week, same time, same place. I love you all. This show is brought to you through the courtesy of Sea Belize Vacation Rentals. We are located at 5 miles Philip Colson Highway, just 1 minute away from the Halover Bridge. It's just 1 minute away from the Halover Bridge, people. So awesome vacation rentals and this huge, nice pool, 40-foot pool by 16 feet. 6 feet deep at one end, the other end is 3 feet 8 inches. It has different picnic tables, over water deck, poolside deck, bench, just to hang out. You can watch the sea. If you don't want to swim, just watch the sea, enjoy the sea, just the company, but big up yourself. And I know 10 September is here, so it will be open. And just, you know, just enjoy yourselves. Please, let us be our neighbors, our brothers and sisters, or, you know, be good to everybody. That's all I have to say. So no fighting. Try to be nice. Know that somebody may be going through a wrong day. Try to do better. All right? Try to help out each other during this time. Okay? Love you all. Thank you guys. All of you watching Facebook, YouTube, MadLab, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. All right, some of you, I didn't big up you guys on LinkedIn last week and YouTube, whoever, I didn't. But I want to say big up to all of you guys as well. Winston, Hope, all of you, big up. All of you watching on Max Television and listening on Maximum Radio and all the entities. Big up on yourself. I love you all. Have a wonderful and blessed 10th of September. Go ahead and run the ad. See where you should be visiting for this weekend. All right? 615-4465-6785.
Looking for the ultimate sea view getaway? Then Sea Belize Vacation Rentals and Tours, located at 5 miles Philip Colson Highway near the Halover Bridge, is your perfect sea view getaway. Come relax in one of our beautiful air-conditioned sea view apartment, studios, sea view rooms, or suites, all with flat screen television, hot and cold bath, and unlimited access to a spacious and refreshing 40 by 16 foot pool with 6 to 4 feet depth. So you can enjoy that fun and refreshing dive or dip in the pool. We sell ice cold drinks so you can relax and unwind on our overwater or poolside decks. Contact us at 501-615-4485, 65 or 67.